long before Moses ever spoke to kings. Before miracles, before freedom, there was fear in Egypt. The Israelites had grown many, and Pharaoh was afraid. So he made a cruel law. Every Hebrew baby boy was to be thrown into the Nile. Crying filled the night. Mothers whispered prayers through tears, and hope seemed fragile, like a candle in the wind. But God was watching. In that dark time, a baby boy was born to a Hebrew woman. She held him close, listening to his tiny breaths, knowing she could not keep him forever. For 3 months, she hid him. When he cried, she covered his mouth gently. When soldiers passed, she prayed silently. And when she could hide him no longer, she made a small basket. She covered it with pitch and tar, so water could not enter. Then, with trembling hands and a breaking heart, she placed her baby inside. The Nile flowed quietly, not as a river of death, but as a river of destiny. His sister watched from a distance. The basket drifted, slowly, gently, until footsteps approached. Pharaoh's daughter had come to bathe. She saw the basket. She opened it, and the baby cried. Something in her heart changed. She knew he was a Hebrew child, yet compassion rose stronger than fear. "I will keep him," she said. And just then, a young girl stepped forward. "Shall I find a nurse for the baby?" she asked. Pharaoh's daughter agreed, and the child was returned to his own mother. She would nurse him, love him, prepare him, and when the time came, she gave him back. Pharaoh's daughter named him Moses, because, she said, "I drew him out of the water, a child saved by water, a child raised in a palace, a child chosen by God." And though Moses did not know it yet, the God who hid him would one day call him. Time passed quietly. The baby in the basket became a child, and the child grew into a young boy. Moses lived in Pharaoh's palace. He wore fine clothes. He slept on soft beds. He ate rich food. Servants bowed when he walked by, yet something inside him never quite rested. For Moses knew he was different. He had been drawn from the water, but his heart was tied to the people who cried in the night. Sometimes from palace windows, Moses would watch the Hebrew slaves. He saw their bent backs. He heard their groans. He felt their pain, and questions filled his heart. Why do they suffer? Why am I safe while they are not? Years passed. Moses grew strong. He was trained in wisdom, in leadership, in the ways of Egypt. But God was shaping something deeper. One day, Moses went out to see his people. He watched as an Egyptian beat a Hebrew slave. Anger rose within him. He looked left. He looked right. And in a moment of rage, Moses struck the Egyptian. The man fell, and Moses realized what he had done. Fear replaced anger. The palace that once felt safe now felt dangerous. Word spread quickly. Pharaoh heard, and Pharaoh was furious. Moses had been raised as a prince, but now his life was in danger. So Moses ran. He left the palace behind. He left Egypt, and he fled into the wilderness. There, under the open sky, with no servants, no fine clothes, no palace walls, Moses became a shepherd. Days were quiet, nights were long. The man who once lived among kings now walked among sheep, but God was not finished. The palace had taught Moses how to lead, but the wilderness would teach him how to listen. And one day, in a lonely place, God would speak from fire.